I didn't tell you. So I went to my grandma's house, and I was helping B pack, and she's gonna head out.
Yeah.
And as we were packing, putting her bags into the trunk of her friend's car, there was a guy who came by in a wheelchair, and he was driving, it was those automatic ones. Yeah. And he was just driving past us, and then he stopped and he saw me and he said, "Bingo night's gonna start a little earlier tonight, okay?" And I was like, "Okay." And then he was like, "So tell everybody." And I was like, "Okay." And then he started taking off, and then he went back. He's like, "Also, Dan still can't find his phone. So if you've seen it, let him know." And I was like, "You got it, man." He drove away.
He just told you that?
Yeah.
You're lying. That's not true.
No, it's a true story. B even saw it.
If you see Dan's phone, please return it.
Needless to say, I had a lot of pressure that day trying to find out who was going to bingo night and if I could ever find Dan's phone. Welcome to GadsCast, guys. Episode number 6.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know you started.
I always try to do that. I just because we sit here for a while and we just talk, and then you never know when I'm gonna hit that the record button. But anyways, welcome to episode 6, guys. This is the GadsCast episode. This is the Gamescom episode. I would say every episode's the GadsCast episode, but this is Gamescom. This is a Gamescom episode. For those of you who don't know, yeah, it's a good week. For those of you who don't know, Gamescom is a show in Germany where they reveal the latest media, video games, tech, and all that good stuff.
Basically, the E3 of another E3, no?
Nah, well, I'd say it's an E3, but definitely it's more of a everybody's welcome. It's not just E3's only men in suits can go, and over there it's anybody off the street can go and play some Super Mario Brothers.
It's free?
No, I think I know you have to pay for a ticket.
Okay, but I'm saying not as much.
I'm saying if the guy on the street saves some money, he could still go in. Okay, right, why you assume that the guy would go for free?
I'm just asking.
All right. So as usual, we start every episode with what we've been playing. My friend, what have you been playing?
Steam World Heist.
Have you now?
Yes, I have.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that game. I've seen. They've made 2 games, right?
They made Steam World. What was it?
Dig. Yeah, Steam World Dig.
And then this one.
Steam World Heist. And both games have come out on the Wii U, was it? Or 3DS? 3DS, okay. Which is pretty cool. You don't see a lot of games that really jump in there because
this game actually came out on PC too, though.
Also PS4. I've seen it on PS4.
Oh, they're on PS4
Yeah,
now,
but tell me, I've not played this game. I've only heard good things about it. Tell me about it.
It's a 2D RPG game. It's pretty much like you actually have to aim perfectly in order to hit someone, but you could take cover behind things, and in order for them to have a harder time shooting.
It's not real time though, right? So
no,
you take your time, because I've seen in the commercial they have that light that bounces off the walls.
Yeah, it's the 2D XCOM pretty much.
Okay, and you have this on your 3DS?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what's it called? Only the sniper has that laser thing in order to help him aim where to hit. The other ones, you always have to estimate where you're aiming.
Oh, so you're just gonna have to guess?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess you can roughly tell how it's gonna do, but do you ever miss a shot?
Oh yeah.
All the time.
It's bad. It's bad when you do because they punish you real. That game. That's the even in medium mode, it's not the hardest game.
Yeah.
But when you die, at least losing one teammate in your crew.
Yeah.
You lose half of the money that you owned. So if you had 10,000 water. That's their that's
the currency.
Yeah.
Water. Robots. Yeah. Naturally they drink water.
If half of it goes away just because you lost one teammate. So it really punishes you when you lose.
So the incentive is never to lose a teammate, obviously, right? Okay, but there's no permadeath, I think. I asked you one time.
No, there's no permadeath, but just that punish is terrible. And then it also saves right after.
Oh,
during that battle.
Of course they would.
So once it dies or once your turn ends, they save it. So they make sure you can't just turn it off and restart the mission and keep the money.
Nah, that was always my friend, the restart button of these games.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Fire Emblem when I played Fire Emblem Fate or which one was
Awakening?
it? So not Awakening. It was Fates and Awakening. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or Conquest? Conquest. What's the matter with you?
You had Awakening too, though.
I don't know. One of the Fates, or I mean, one of the.
I forgot you own Conquest.
One of the Fire Emblems, I would never lose a person. Like I never wanted to. I hated the thought of losing them, so I'd always restart the game, and so therefore it always made me like eventually get to a really hard one, and then I could never pass it because I would always restart it. Like I would get really close to the end, and I would lose somebody.
And the one troop that's left with 1 health kills you.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything else you wanted to add on SteamWorld Heist? Recommend it?
I recommend it. The game's really fun, and it's at least the campaign is like 20 hours.
So worth your time, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. It's an underrated game, you'd say, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Not many people play it because it's on the 3DS. But now that it's spread out to the PS4 and PC, maybe Xbox One, I don't know.
But if you have those systems, you have a little money to spend. Why not buy this game?
It's only 20, I believe.
Oh, there you go.
15.
Yeah.
No, it was 15 on discount.
I also believe when the reviews came out for this game, it got high scores. Like people liked it.
Yeah.
It was a good game. Good game, guys. Good game. So I've been playing. I'm gonna say No Man's Sky, but stay tuned for the review of that. I can only tell you that I only have great things to say about it. But other than that, I started moving on. I needed a break from all that space travel. And I went and played a game called Lisa. Well, I was looking for Lisa on Steam, and then I heard like there was a Lisa another Lisa game, and I was like, wait, I don't get it. Like I think there's 3. I could be wrong because I didn't follow the Kickstarter.
The same?
No, yeah, they all have Lisa in the title, I believe. But I played Lisa the first, and that was a story about the girl that's in
the next one.
The next one, which is Lisa. That's it, like Lisa, the game Lisa. And I started playing the actual Lisa game. Like I played through Lisa the first. It took me about a couple hours, just because, or maybe even less than a couple hours, just because there was a couple parts in that game that I was like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, like for the whole thing, it was really cool. Very very depressing, very like scary. But
it's sad.
It's very sad. The subliminal messages in there are really like apparent. Like they don't tell you straight out like, oh, this is what happened, but if you use your cognitive thinking, you can pretty much figure out what's going on. Very depressing game, very scary. And then I jumped into the actual Lisa game that was a result of the Kickstarter. I'll just say that on Steam reviews, it's got very positive, or extremely overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. There you go. And everybody liked it, so I started playing it. I'm probably about 7 minutes in, and holy cow, is it something. Like already the first 5 minutes, we were talking and then I stayed quiet. I don't know if you noticed that. Like I stayed quiet and I just watched it and I was like, oh my, like this is good. Like I can't wait to see what more is in there, but at the same time I'm afraid like what's gonna happen.
What's the battle system good?
It's weird because it's like you select like out of a menu you select attack and then you attack them, but every time I did it said miss, but then it says push WASD any of those buttons and you'll punch and you'll kick and you'll do different things. So you just mash them and the guy just punches and kicks.
Oh,
so I thought that was cool. I beat up a dog in the very beginning. It's just a regular old dog. Yeah, very very Earthbound. It reminds me of that game or Undertale. Like that people have compared it as the opposite of Undertale. So I was like, I gotta play that. I have yet to play Undertale.
You should.
You recommend that one?
Yes.
That's actually okay. Now you can't mention it now as you mentioned SteamWorld Heist, but that's a game you've been playing every once in a while because we're trying to beat one section of the game.
But we're stupid.
but we'll talk about that next week's podcast. But anyways, that's it, guys. Lisa, I haven't played it, but what I played a little bit. But what I have played so far,
7 minutes is so much.
Yeah, 7 minutes. You do get a lot. You do get a lot in that game. I don't know how long the game actually is, but I can't wait to jump in. I'll probably jump in as soon as I'm done with this. Forget that No Man's Sky review. So Gamescom. Whew, a lot of news in there. It reminds you're right as far as E3, like you get a lot of news from E3, but this is almost the same thing. More news on games.
More gameplay.
Yeah, more news and more gameplay of things we already know about, but we still love. So I figured we got 3 pieces of news that stuck out to us that we want to talk about. Don't worry, we won't talk about Pokemon. And we
know so much that we can't talk about it.
So you chosen 3, I chosen 3, and I figured you can start off talking about your topic, which is
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. Now, I don't know anything about it, so you have the floor.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was gonna say. No,
I was gonna say last time, you're like, I don't know much about this game, but in my opinion,
it's a podcast, man. I gotta talk. Go ahead.
All right. Well, the new DLC. Well, I guess it's not really DLC because it's free. Well,
it's free.
Yeah, all this stuff.
All this like new maps and everything.
Yeah.
Man, Blizzard's just knocking it out of the park. Good for them.
They're a good company.
They are. They are a good company.
All right. Anyways, they added 2 new maps and 2 new characters. One from Overwatch, Zarya. One from StarCraft, which is Alarak.
Okay.
I don't really know much about him because I didn't play.
You're not a
DLC.
StarCraft player, huh?
Well, he's from the new one though. I never bought any of the DLC stories.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the 2 maps are from Starbound.
Okay.
Or Starbound.
Starbound, huh?
Woo!
I didn't know Blizzard. I didn't know Blizzard created that one.
No, StarCraft. My bad.
It's cool.
And
Don't do it again.
yeah, that's basically the whole news, but it's really cool stuff because it's been a while since they released new maps.
Well, let's go down so let's go down the list. You get Zarya, you said.
Yes.
You get Alarak.
Yes.
You get 2 maps, both based on StarCraft.
Yeah.
You get a whole bunch of new hero skins.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, all this for free, which is unless
well,
you have to pay for the skins.
The skins are the only thing that aren't free, but everything else is.
Okay, and this excites you why?
Because that's a whole lot having new maps and new characters always changes the flow of the game because it's so much new stuff.
So it impacts the metagame, you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And you always have to do something different, like, in order to do well in those maps.
Yeah.
So having new stuff, it's really cool to experiment with these characters to test out, like, which one is perfect for this one. Or like,
yeah. So basically, at least what I can attribute from what I know about MOBAs, or especially this game, when you introduce a new character to in this case scenario, it changes the metagame in form of like how do you what's your team composition, right? Like oh, let's put Zarya now in this composition because this person has area effect ability or something like that. That's cool. I mean, like, have you tried any of the new characters? They're not out yet.
They're not out.
Oh, okay.
Sadly. If you're at Gamescom, they get to play it. But
what the heck?
It's no fair. No.
What are we doing here? Turn off the podcast. Let's go. Okay. Anything else you wanted to add on that?
Nah, that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. Just that, like, it's exciting.
New stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. New stuff. Yeah, obviously. My turn. It's kind of small as well. Overwatch new map. It's called. Eichenwald. Okay, one of those. It's a new map with like a castle, and it looks stunning, and it looks absolutely brimming with like story elements, and you just want to. It's telling you a story without words. Like, it's so great.
The commercial itself is awesome.
Yeah, the music, the sweeping ensemble, like even like when you see the king sitting on his throne. I think he's dead. Obviously,
I'm sure
he doesn't look like
but
he's getting up.
In there?
In the suit?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. If you read the comic of Reinhardt, he actually, he doesn't wear the suit all the time, so it might be that the suit's there. But I believe, because the map is actually designed that you escort the payload and then you capture, which is pretty awesome.
I know, it's the opposite of
and people have said you're there to take the body of, or I think it was the body or the armor of that king. So you're there for that. So he might be in that suit, poor guy.
Poor guy.
He's been there for a long time.
That always makes me wonder, like, what was Reinhardt part of this? Like, was he a knight or was he like?
Oh, definitely. If you read the comic, he attributes like when he goes and he beats up a gang in the comic, but it shows that in his head he sees like a war and he sees a dragon and he sees like and he's a knight and
is he like super old?
Yeah, he's not super old, but I guess it depends what you mean by super old.
No, I understand that he's old, but I mean like.
He's been.
Does that mean, like,
no, I don't think he
for a long time.
I don't think he literally fought dragons and lizard men and all that.
Sees that.
He just sees that, like he's a knight kind of thing.
Okay.
He's kind of yeah. And in this map, I mean, you see dead bastions all over the place, and it's great. Like that's what I've dreamed of, and so like the and just the
dead bastions. Always wanted that.
Play the game. So like the map is awesome. I love the fact that most maps you have to. It's usually capture the capture the point or Is it the capture the point?
Yeah. Well, capture the point and then escort.
And then escort. Yeah, this is the opposite, which is awesome because then I think this will actually add more tension to the very end when everybody's like, now they're just trying to capture the point. You actually see them break down the door, so I'm guessing that like that's when you start capturing the point, when they actually break the door down.
I want to know how big that castle is. Like,
it looks huge.
Yeah, but it's such little corridors. Like, that's scary. Like, if you're trying to go around and then you meet someone.
Like you're saying, like you meet a Reinhardt and you're like a Genji, and then it's like, oh boy.
Let's see who wins that.
The map, it's just the map so far. There's on Thursday, we're recording this on Wednesday, so tomorrow, and hopefully this is posted tomorrow, hopefully. There's going to be a Bastion short, which I'm assuming is going to take place in this castle, which will be really awesome.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Wait, I thought it was the 22nd that was featured.
It's on Thursday.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I don't know. So, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for the Overwatch map. Again, it's just a new map, but there's so much that comes with it. It's like a present, and it's just has a whole bunch. Yeah, it's really nice. Also free. We don't have to pay for it because we paid $60.
Do you think like when they release it, that you'll have a higher chance of playing that map at first?
I honestly don't know. That's actually a good point. Like, what if we don't get it? We play like once a week.
Because the maps are randomly chosen. So what if you're just that one guy who has that bad luck and never gets to play on it?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't think that's actually. I think that'll be like
custom game.
Yeah, a custom game, or I don't think that's an issue. I think you'll see it often because already there's only like 4 maps in the game, so like another one will just put more.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. All right. Next piece of news. Your turn, my friend. You are going to talk about
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. Juan. Now this game sold me. After this trailer at Gamescom. I saw the first trailer. I admit it looked good. But I'm just
like, nah, it's just another Battlefield.
Yeah, I was just like, it's another Battlefield. It's cool. It looks good, but I'm just gonna watch it. I'm not gonna play it. But then this trailer came out. They just did a good job of selling you. That,
I think their commercials are really well done. Just showing how crazy a battle, battle can be in the game.
Yeah, and obviously it's a little embellished. Like, obviously nobody's gonna be like ducking through gunshots and all that because you're gonna get shot with the first one and most likely die.
But, you never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
But there's a lot of cool things. I mean, did we see a train in there? We saw.
That's what they call the behemoth.
The behemoth.
Because apparently, I guess in every game mode now, there's always like, if you're losing, they're gonna give you a big the first map they showed, you get the
Zeppelin.
Yeah, you get the Zeppelin, which does a ton of crazy, it controls the battlefield pretty much because it's so big and you have all those guns.
Yeah.
Then that's the behemoth, which is the train, as people call it, the hype train instead.
The hype train.
Like the literal hype train. That it just basically goes around and just kills everyone in order to control the points and stuff to help out the team.
That's pretty cool.
It's only let out to the people that are losing.
Is this a normal thing in Battlefield? Because I played Battlefield, was it 3? And I didn't notice something like that.
No, they didn't have that. Not even in Battlefield 4.
No.
It was always just it's pretty much like Call of Duty where you're just fighting the whole time.
So it's like the blue shell of Mario Kart? Like, it's kind of like, hey, you're in first place, but let's take over kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually
Hopefully try to get a comeback.
I actually like that. I mean, a lot of studies have been proven Nintendo's idea of the blue shell was a great way to keep every character, even the people in last place, engaged. Yeah. You get a chance.
Fair.
And this can be the same thing if you're saying that. It's like people won't just quit the match, won't just give up when all of a sudden you got the hype train on your side shooting down people.
Yeah, that's what people would all right, we could bring this back once we get the train.
Yeah. There you go. See, that's totally cool. That's
I was watching the gameplay because they had the live stream. I believe it was an hour long.
Yeah.
And there was a part where they were getting destroyed, and the behemoth comes in, and there's a bunch of tanks that the enemy team has, and the behemoth just goes and just destroys the tanks. It looks so cool though.
That makes me even more excited. Yeah, so it pretty much convinced me. I think I'm gonna pick it up. Is it come out in November?
I remember seeing
October, I believe it. So yeah, it sold me. I was I'm not a Battlefield guy, but that definitely sold me.
And then the horses, riding the third person, it looks really good now because the way it looked on Battlefield 4 or the other ones just looked kind of wonky.
Why? Because it was first person?
No, it wasn't third person.
You had horses in the last one?
No, but I'm saying in third person.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of weird how the camera was set up on when you were in a car.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But this one, it looks really cool.
Right. Okay.
And then you could trample people with the horses.
Oh, dude, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, we trample.
Okay. Well, anything
I'll
else?
trample you.
Hey, dude.
It's not a joke.
Cut it out, dude. All right. So, is there anything else you wanted to add for that?
No.
Any last things?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So, I wanted to talk about Resident Evil 7. A new trailer came out for it, and it says a gameplay trailer, but I'm not too sure if that's gameplay, but I think it is. And all I just want to say is that I'm still like, I'm like in the middle still. Like I saw it, I'm like, oh, like I can't wait to play it, but at the same time, it's like, like there's something that happened at the end of the trailer. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Just spoil it.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I was like, maybe I should say it's just a trailer. So yeah, at the end of the trailer, a ghost thing comes up to you and it like screams at the screen. And I watched it late at night, and I was like, I sounded like I was gonna say I got scared, but no, I watched it late at night, and
You know, for once I didn't jump at a scary, like jump scare.
Yeah.
I usually do, like a scream too. No, I don't scream. Oh man,
I've seen you play Five Nights and you screamed. Okay,
I did not scream.
You were like, oh.
That game hurts my ears.
Well, they have to.
Like the last one is stupid. You have to have it at max volume. Otherwise, you can't do anything.
We're not talking about that, all right? We're talking about this, all right?
It's off the subject.
But when that girl comes up to the screen and like kind of like tries to scare you, like in my head at night, I was like, hey, this reminds me of the first game they made. That's really cool. Like they kept that aspect in there. Then come today, and I was like awake, and I realized, wait, they didn't have a first game like this. I was thinking of PT. I was like, no, PT is not this game. I was like, but it
looks
still,
the exact same.
It still shares the same like. The same aspects of it, like that she would come up and she kind of scares you and like
yeah, but well, the face looked exactly the same. Like it was gray and it was all close up on your face, just like that one.
Yeah. My thing is like when people compare this to PT, the comparison cannot be like obviously it's gonna be compared. Like you can't avoid that comparison, but at the same time like.
We're actually getting a game.
Oh yeah. No, that's exactly my point. Like, why are you gonna complain about this? Konami's not doing it anymore. Like, somebody's got to do it, right? I mean, that was a great idea. Like, let them do it. Let's see what they can do. And if they don't do it right, well then we didn't get PT. You know?
You know what? I'm sure it's gonna be better than Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure that's
I don't even want to talk about Resident Evil 6. That game was bad.
That's probably why they went back to their old roots.
Well, technically they didn't because it's first person.
Well, it's still a scary route.
Well, I don't know, man. Because like, where's Chris?
We don't need them. They all suck.
Where's Jill? And the
hey, you never know who the character is. We
don't
know.
You don't know who the characters are. You know, I'm excited, but like I'm keeping my expectations in check. You know, not like what people did with No Man's Sky, but like it's still like.
No, you are one of those people.
And you know what? Like, I don't want to talk about No Man's Sky. Why are you going into that?
Because you brought it up.
No, but like it's a joke. We move on. Like I'm not going into that. Okay, so.
I want to talk about it now.
No, you can't because I don't take back that I was not overhyped. I was hyped about it, but I'm hyped about any game. You can hear that in our last podcast that you agree with that. All right. So, anyways, I'm not gonna talk about No Man's Sky. I'm not here. I'm talking about Resident Evil 7. Watch the trailer. It looks like the monster sees her, but it turns out she doesn't. So that's it for that one. All right, your last game.
This is like one of the most cheesy titles, like
not to mention like nobody's talking about this game except maybe us. Like
I know, but it looked cool.
It did look cool.
Which is Monster Boy.
Monster Boy.
I'm gonna call him my boy, my Monster Boy.
This little old Monster Boy. Tell me what looks good about it.
It looks like the Mega Man we've needed, or the Castlevania.
I was gonna say it looks more like Castlevania. Definitely, it has music of like Mega Man.
Yeah.
But like, it looks like a Castlevania game that we haven't gotten in a while, and it's like really old school looking.
Yeah, it's a platform game, but like the fighting like the monster, like it's a lot like Castlevania, getting rid of those monsters of progress.
To put it this way, like. It just looks fun. Like every other game, like you're thinking, oh yeah, like you're leveling up systems, you got things like that. It's like, you know, it's all about competitive and all that. Yeah. This game is just like, no, sit down, have fun. Like it's
single player game,
yeah.
Looks like it'll get hard though. Like
most likely, yeah. Like a couple standouts, all the animals that you use and all the weapons you use are really cool looking.
Like it looks like the lion's made to just take out enemies, like a ton of them.
Some of the platforming looks insane when the frog grabs the like thing and turns it around.
Yeah, that looked weird.
and then all
The
animation.
bosses look cool too.
Yeah, I was gonna say boss animations. Oh, like they look really awesome. Like they're like really detailed.
It's not drawn though, right? It's
I
like-
don't know. I mean, it looks drawn. It looks digitally drawn.
Yeah.
You can't achieve something like that without drawing it. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. Unless it's 3D rendered, but I highly doubt that.
I feel like this will just take in the place of what Mighty Number 9 was supposed
Don't
to be.
talk about that game either. What's your deal with bringing bad games into this
I'm
podcast?
just saying it's gonna fix that problem. It's just gonna make it better.
Some things cannot fix Mighty Number 9, and I don't think this will be one of them. But this will be a good alternative to Mighty Number 9, or anybody who wants that like Castle Metroidvania kind of gameplay.
I hope people buy this. Support the game. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Before I get into my last one, I wanted to do an honorable mention. Cartoon Network making a game. It's
Oh my
called
God.
it's called Battle Crashers. Is that what it's called? And
I'm not even gonna talk on this.
and it's like a perfect game for Andrew.
Oh my god. That game, why?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny. It's just like when I saw it, I was like, oh, I thought about Andrew. And then like when I asked him about it, he just a big old smile was on his face, and he just wanted to play it. And I said, the demo's out. No, the demo's not out. All right, so my last game is Metal Gear.
That game. This is the trailer. Oh
Okay,
my
I don't want to talk
God.
about that anymore. My last game is Metal Gear Survive, and all I'll say is that I don't know what's going on in the game. I don't
Metal
know.
Gear can do what it wants.
Yeah, they really can.
They have giant robots. They have weird, like, or fire guys.
Weird fire boys.
Yeah, fire boys.
Weird fire boys. But yeah, Metal Gear Survive, really interesting trailer. You can't really tell what the game's gonna be. I can only assume from what we see is that Snake like bails out and he's like, "Sorry guys, so long. I'll see you in Metal Gear Solid 6." And like everybody else is like stuck on Mother Base, and but then they get off of the base and they find like it gets sucked into this like wormhole. And I guess I should clarify too that like I own Metal Gear Solid. I put in about 30 hours in the game. It was actually before Mario Maker came out, and then I was like, sorry, Mario Maker's taking my time now. And
Don't play that game no more.
Mario Maker?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good game, but it's funner when you play with people. We should record something. I always said we were gonna do it, and we never do because I suck. So so what I was trying to say is that I didn't finish Metal Gear. I played a lot of it. I didn't finish it. So if any of the stuff I'm saying sounds like I don't really know what, like if I don't know what I'm talking about, it might, and it came in later in the story, it's just because I didn't beat it. So these wormholes that suck the mother base out, you find like that later it appears somewhere else. The scenarios in this game look like they're just soldiers that you stole, but now it's like based on them. They're fighting these zombie, weird-looking robot things that maybe again appear later in the story. But for me, they're brand new to me. I've never seen them. And then the trailer finishes off with like a giant something in the background, maybe a Metal Gear hybrid human thing.
So like a Zerg type thing?
I don't know, dude. So nobody knows the real details behind this thing. I can only assume that this, obviously, like most DLC, is developed before the game's release. Like they're talking about it. So I can only assume that Kojima still had some form of say in this, and it's still canon in like.
How do you
Metal
know
Gear.
though?
What do you mean?
How do you know that he has some form?
No, you don't. But people are like, oh, don't buy this or don't like, I'm assuming that because a lot of DLC is developed before the game even comes out. It's their way of thinking
That's
like,
true.
how do we make money and how do we capitalize on our software. And so I can only assume that Kojima still had a hand in this. If he didn't, like, I don't know how good it'll be, but if he did, I'm assuming it's going to be good. It's going to be decent. So, I mean, here's hoping to...
It's very strange that they did that. That's never been part of a Metal Gear game. Like a 4-player co-op.
No,
killing
but
off
I mean,
zombies.
they've had
ZMBs.
team fight thing. They had multiplayer. Like, it's not... Like,
Yeah,
co-op, you're right, but, like, you can argue that co-op in multiplayer, I don't think it's foreign to them. I really don't. But I think it can be really cool, like, as far as if they do this right, like, maybe you're rebuilding Mother Base, and at the same time, like... Because it's called Survive, I can only assume that, like, it's real-time survival. Like, you're trying to... like, every time I see this, I get more vibes of, like, Call of Duty zombies. than I do Metal Gear. You know what I'm saying?
I get more vibe with like H1Z1 or the DayZ type games.
But I don't see them making a whole open world based on that. Although that would be cool. Like if you, because they already have the world of Metal Gear Solid 5.
That's what I think.
And then they transform it all into maybe. They haven't released details, but that's definitely something that it might be.
It'd be cool.
It would be cool. All right, so yeah, that's it. Usually we have long podcasts. Our last one was an hour, but this one looks like it's gonna be like a solid 30 minutes.
That's good.
A little bite size.
You know, people can listen to the whole thing. You know, easier to listen to.
Yeah, I don't think anybody stays till the end except a couple of weird individuals that actually listen to these things.
A couple of weird ones.
A couple of weird bills. All right. I just want to put a plug-in in there. Guys, I do. Game Gods does have a Twitter account. You can find me at Game Gods
Twitter.
Or
Tumblr.
Or a Tumblr. Don't be afraid to go there. But I actually don't advertise the Tumblr as much because I'm not putting anything on there. It's funny because I write my reviews on there and then I don't post them. I'm like, I'll worry about that later because it's a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
But don't you write it first and then you make the
but
review?
also I'm all about showmanship. So like I put GIFs on the Tumblrs, and if I don't have it there, then it's just a text, and I'm like, I don't really want to just post that. It looks boring. Like, no, dude, come on. You want to read a picture book, right? You don't want to read just you ain't doing geometry. So like basically, I have a Twitter. I mean, Game Gods has a Twitter. I also have a Tumblr. Also, No Man's Sky review coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. I just finished it, I think, and I don't want to talk about that game anymore.
Oh man.
Has some highs and some lows, but some really, really lows. All right, so thank you, Morty, for joining me. Do you want to add anything? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Tumblr? Do you got anything?
I got all of them.
You got Steam?
I do got Steam. You know, but I ain't releasing that.
Yeah, neither would I. Makes for a good podcast. All right, thank you, Morty, for joining me.
No problem.
Thank you, Adrican. And for any other Let's Plays, previews, or reviews, keep it here on Game Gods.